Hello everyone, welcome to Mary's Little House. So glad you're here. So glad to visit with you, to talk about our Lord. Do you realize that 1 week from today is the beginning of Lent? 1 week from today, Ash Wednesday, leads us into this great time of our spiritual growth, a springtime of our spiritual growth. As nature is renewing itself, Holy Mother Church invites us to observe the season of Lent, which is a springtime for our own spiritual growth. We always need renewal, just like nature does. What I want to talk about tonight is a little book I got at the thrift store. It's called The Revelations of St. Bridget. We here at the ministry love her very much because we say the St. Bridget prayers during Lent. Those who have the Pietà the little book called the Pietà, they can find the St. Bridget prayers there. It's a great meditation upon the passion and death of our Lord, which shows how much He loved us to give His life, lay down His life for us in this most painful and awful way. What I want to suggest for all of Lent, but especially in considering the passion and death of our Lord, which is very important for all people who want to grow in the spiritual life. St. Teresa of Avila says you start there. There is the point where Jesus shows us His ultimate love, and where the Father shows us how much He loves us to send us Jesus to suffer and die for us on the cross. This is where we begin a journey of spiritual growth. The acknowledge that we are loved, and that we are loved in the self-sacrifice of Jesus upon the cross, and which the Father, who so loved us, sent Him to do, that we may be saved. But what I would like to propose is that you make Lent, which begins a week from today, with Mary. And I specifically like to propose that you go to Mary when you contemplate the passion and death of Jesus. Saint Bridget, this great mystic who loved the passion and death of Jesus, thanks God in the little excerpt I'm going to read about Mary's life. And I just only read a few paragraphs of her thanking God for Mary's life regarding the passion and death of our Lord. And I hope it gives you an encouragement to go and to hold the crucifix and contemplate how much you are loved, and we all are loved by Jesus' passion and death. Here are a few excerpts from St. Bridget of Sweden on thanking God for Mary and the passion and death of our Lord. Blessed be thou, my Lady, Virgin Mary, who didst long beforehand knew that thy Son was to be arrested, and this afterwards with thy blessed eyes mournfully saw him bound and scourged, crowned with thorns, and fastened naked to the cross, and many despising him, and calling him a seducer. Honor be to thee, my Lady, Virgin Mary, who didst painfully hear with thy blessed ears thy Son speaking to thee in pain from the cross, and crying to the Father in the agony of death, and commending his soul to his Father's hands. Praise be to thee, my Lady, Virgin Mary, who in bitter grief didst behold thy Son hanging on the cross, leavened and stained with his own blood from the top of his head to the soles of his feet, and thus cruelly die, and didst most bitterly see his feet and hands, together with his glorious side, transpierced, and his whole skin torn without any mercy. Blessed be thou, my Lady, Virgin Mary, who with tearful eyes didst behold thy Son taken down, wrapped in winding sheets, lay in the sepulchre, and there guarded by soldiers. Blessed be thou, my Lady, Virgin Mary, who didst depart from the sepulchre of thy Son with intense grief of thy deeply wounded heart, and was born of all full of grief. To John's house by thy friends, and didst there immediately feel a relief of thy great grief, because thou didst most certainly foreknown that he would quickly rise again. This is only a little excerpt from this little book, The Revelations of St. Bridget. And what I like about it, it's so deeply felt. When you read about it, it's not some dry theological treatise about Jesus' passion and death. And why I recommend to have Mary to be with you during Lent, especially when you contemplate Jesus on the cross, when you hold your crucifix and look and gaze upon him, that Mary experienced the crucifixion and death of Jesus, his passion, as a mother. She will move your heart to great love. She will move your heart to open to the love that Jesus has for you and that she has for you. She will teach you the facts of the passion, not as cold facts and like on a medical chart, but how every little thing, and I love that about St. Bridget, everything that happened from the soldiers beating him and punching him and making fun of him to the ultimate piercing of his heart by the centurion. St. Bridget brings in everything, like not a drop of his blood will be lost, not a drop of his love will be lost. Like a mother does for a child, who watches every toy, every detail of that life, and guards and protects it. With the Blessed Mother and St. Bridget will help you to really understand, and not only understand, but to feel and to be part of his passion, knowing that he died for us and that we are so loved by the Father to let his Son come and become man, ultimately to suffer and die to save us. So next week, so pray about this. prepare for Lent, what you're going to do, but do it all with our Blessed Mother. I'm so happy to be with you, and sort of to give you a heads up that Lent's coming. Spring's around the corner, and so is Lent, the spring of our souls, Lent. God bless you now. Let's keep each other in prayer that we may be saints together.